Hello my dears, Susie Mac here from Susie Mac Creations. I'd like to share another completed album that I've just finished with you, and the papers I've used for this particular album are from Websters Pages. They are Postcards from Paris 2 collection. It's an older collection, but I'm afraid I'm a paper hoarder. Until something jumps out at me, I don't like to use my beautiful papers. But somebody asked me for an album. They wanted the right colour scheme and the pretty flowers and just stunning papers. I used a 12 by 12 pack, not all of it. Also a 6 by 6 pack, and some of the Webster Pages tags and booklets, which you can see here. If I show you, oops, there we go. Such beautiful papers, but we'll get into seeing the papers more in depth as we go through the album. This is the 6 by 6, which is the same as the 12 by 12, only in a smaller scale, obviously. Just look at those papers, aren't they gorgeous? And if you turn it over, you have all these stunning cut aparts. Beautiful. Make gorgeous tags, etc. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to this cute 6 3/4 by 6 3/4 album. The spine is 2.5 inches, and I've used Martha Stewart around the page punch just to give it some depth. We also have a few elements here that I'll go through with you. The metal corner and a couple of the flowers are from Wild Orchid Crafts. The little butterflies have been punched out using basil card and a Martha Stewart butterfly punch. The peacock feathers, I have a few of these dies. Now sadly I don't always keep the packaging, but I think these are spellbinders or memory box. I'm really not sure. They could even be tattered lace. I'm just not sure. Sorry girls and boys. The zip die is from Marianne Designs, and I've had for quite a few years. Flowers, some from my stash and some from Wild Orchid Crafts. Tiny petals, just to give you some accents into the flowers and peacocks. These have been stained using Tim Holtz inks, distress inks. I've used the greens and the sea blues. Very pretty. Okay, let's get into the first page. The first page I've just made a side pocket with some lace and cut out a couple of the tags. As you can see, very simple. You could journal on them, or you could add small photographs. This one you could certainly add larger photographs if you so choose. And I've kept the decoration really to a minimum, so that you can, well, she can decorate it any way she chooses really. I will be adding in some of the cards and extra papers so that she can mount her photographs and do other nice things with it. The first page we have a pocket at the bottom, just a row of 4 gems, and again this is a physics punch, little booklet with again a memory box, Eiffel Tower, and if you open it up it's just very plain. It can either be used for journaling or smaller photographs, and it slips back into the pocket nicely. Second page I kept very plain. The paper just does all the talking. This would be absolutely gorgeous if there was a photograph mounted in here. Don't need anything else on that page. Well, I don't think so anyway. Moving on to this page, and again we have a couple of larger tags, so that photographs and journaling, and a pocket to house them nicely. Page 3, we have a small booklet which is attached with magnets. This page here is stunning. Again, the peacock, if I can just bring it up. Lots of room for journaling on this particular page. Photograph could be attached here, and then we open it up and we have a side pocket with a little booklet and a bottom pocket, and again with some ATC style cards. And this little butterfly is a cutout from one of the papers from the 6x6 sheet, and that closes again magnetic. Move over here, side pocket with a large photo mount and room for journaling, and I split the page half with one design and half with the other, just to give it a bit more interesting. Let them eat cake. So that could be a wonderful photo mount for a birthday. Over to the next page, and we have a centre belly band with a cutout from the collection, and again Martha Stewart small butterflies punched out from the paper. Another booklet, and again plain inside, but you could mount a couple of photographs, one here, one here, and a bit of journaling. That just slips back in here. Next page we have a mini booklet, and it just opens up so that your photograph could be added here and your journaling down the side, and it just ties with some vintage crinkle cut ribbon, which I achieved using my heat gun after wetting it. Again, Martha Stewart punch, and the papers are just delicious. Moving on to the next page, and we have a flip up, and again this is a Spellbinders small circle die and a scallop die, just to give you a tag so that you can lift it up quite easily. Here you have to excuse that the shadows are dreadful. I'm getting light flooding in from the garden window here, and I'm getting a shade on this side, so sorry. I'm hoping all this photographs well. Kept this very plain for the simple reason the paper doesn't need anything, and the top has a couple of little pockets with some tags that can be used for either journaling or adding small photographs. As you can see, it's quite a pretty frame, and a little tag. And that just folds down. Moving across, again we have a flip up page. using one of the cutouts, and again my Martha Stewart butterfly punch. Flip this up, and we have a pocket at the bottom here, where we have a couple of tags, and again this would make a beautiful frame for a photograph. And again, 2 tags. The top page is obviously going to be for journaling, and it has beautiful Tresbo belly. I think it means beautiful girl, not sure. Moving over, we have the green and gold and ivory section of the paper, which is stunning. And again, I've left this page very, very plain. Nice large photograph on there. Moving to this page, we have a couple of cut-out butterflies which I've glittered. If you can see that. A little booklet, again, that closes with some vintage ribbon, and there's plenty of room for photographs and journaling within the booklet. We just close this back up, and we will move on to the next page. It's quite it's a small book, but it has tons and tons of room and pages. Photographs and little bits and bobs. This is a double page, and it marries in as much as it opens out and closes with magnetic closures. I'll show you this side first. Again, a large space for a photograph, and some cards that slip in here and move over. Again, it marries up with a tag and a large space for a photograph, and they open and close. So next page is a bottom pocket, and again these are cutouts from the collection. This is a Spellbinders die or a Sizzix die, one of the long strips that actually doesn't cut off the paper, it cuts and leaves the pattern within the paper. Beautiful tag with this gorgeous peacock, and again room for photographing and journaling. As I said, I will add in bits and bobs in a separate package so that she has other tags and other bits and pieces that she can add in to suit her own needs. This particular page is another flip up, and this is one of the smaller cutouts from the 6x6. If I bring in the large 12x12, you will see the difference. These I will be cutting out for her and adding them in to the book for her to use. Cut out butterfly from the collection, either end, and some little fabric flowers. I think these are Tim Holtz, and I've added little seeded petals to the centres to give it some dimension. We flip up, and again a very simple page. In fact, if we go back, there's the large page from the 12x12 that I've cut out, and there's a smaller page from the 6x6 which marry up nicely. The top has a pocket and a little tag inside for journaling, and it says, "Let your smile change the world." Very nice. And that came out from the mini folders and Alive cards. So she'll be getting those as well. We come to the last page, and I've just done a side pocket, the 12 by 12 using the larger butterflies, and a couple of pretty little tags to journal on or pop photographs on. Slip back in. The inside marries up with the front of the book. And I've done a large photo mount, and you can journal on the back. She can journal on the back as it suits her. Back page. Again, Martha Stewart round the page punch, pretty papers, and we come back to the front of the book. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double-sided pages, so that will give us 16 pages to play with, plus the inside and the back inside cover and front inside cover, so 20 pages to play with, and add her photographs and her memorabilia. So that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for popping in to visit. I hope you enjoyed my album, and you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!